Nothing contained in this podcast should be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. This content does not represent our respective employers and is purely the opinion of the podcast hosts. We are not your personal medical providers. Sorry, friends. So, if you have concerns or seeking a diagnosis or treatment, please seek individual advice from a healthcare provider in your area. We are not liable for any risks associated with acting upon the information contained in this podcast. This is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only, so enjoy the ride.
Please drink responsibly and in moderation. Before drinking, please be sure to be of the legal drinking age for your country. We do not encourage the misuse of alcohol.
Welcome to Medical Media Mixer, the perfect cocktail. I'm Nicole Peniston, psychologist.
And I'm Tara Prisco, physician assistant.
Wait a minute, let's see if this ASMR is good.
Ooh, that was nice.
It was fancy.
We're kind of matching today too, with their like hair half up and like just sort of like the back just going.
You can't see it, but I have a spiderweb hair clip in. I've got my
I can see your
spiderweb sweater. I have spiderweb earrings. You can't see them.
Okay, so this episode is going to be Thanksgiving themed, so we need to move on in our brains from Halloween. I know.
No, never.
We need to time travel ahead a month.
No, I refuse.
So
Halloween forever.
Well, yes. So when we were getting on, you were going to ask me something. Was I impacted by something?
Oh, were you impacted by the AWS outage on Monday?
Don't know what that is, so I guess not.
Yeah. It was Amazon Web Services went down nationally on Monday, and I had no access to my schedule, what patients I was seeing, why I was seeing them. I literally, it was just like whoever came in,
just
nice to meet you. Tell me why you're here. I have no idea who you are. So, and then because of like the aftermath of all that, I literally did not get caught up and like on track until like 4:00 today. It was such a nightmare.
I mean, so we use a smaller EMR, so we're not affected by like certain things, but it has gone down many, many times in the past year. Yeah. And I know the feeling. It's like flying blind.
Well, and our internet routinely goes out, but it's usually for like 5 minutes max. So like that I'm used to. And I feel like it knows when I'm doing telehealth because that's when it goes out.
Of course.
Never when I'm not doing telehealth. But, like that I'm used to because it'll always return like in a short amount of time. But it was all day long and it was just such a crapshoot. So, and then it's scary how much we rely on the internet.
It's so true. It is really, really true. Yeah.
Especially like, I don't know about your practice, but my practice, I would say we're 85%, 80% paper free. So
more than that. The only thing that's paper is when I sign like orders that we got from a physical therapist or something like that, like something I have to physically sign, but everything else I do is on the computer.
I mean, it's different for me because like with testing, we do have to have raw data on paper and then we scan it in and shred the paper, but like we still like blank testing forms are on our web services. So if our web services are down, we can't access it. And if we're out of the physical paper forms in the office, then we got nothing. So it's been a whirlwind of a week. I'm exhausted already and still have more than half of my work for the week to do. So on a Thursday evening. So yeah, fun times.
I'm feeling like the exhaustion of just like, life and just like, I need a break. Like I literally am like, I just want a day where I can like lay in bed all day and just like watch TV, read, take a nap, just do all those things with no responsibility. But until I go on vacation, that's the next time anything like that's happening. So, which is in like 10 days ish. So that's good.
At least it's coming up.
But then I'll be somewhere nice and I'll want to be outside. But I guess I
get it. Yeah. I just would love to have a day where like I don't have any to-dos.
Right.
And I can just like read, like I was listening to one of our old episodes and you were talking about like how like you got to read and I'm like, I haven't gotten to read in like forever. I've either like forced it in or, like was speed reading something because I was due for something. But like, to get to do it leisurely sounds magical.
See, I read before I go to sleep every night. So if it's 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes.
I can't, if I read before I go to sleep, it'll keep me up. So I've been listening to fun recommendation maybe they'll want to partner with us. Insight Timer. It's a mindfulness app, and I've been using that each night before bed, and then they have sleep sounds, so I'll play them at night. Like if I don't fall asleep immediately, I'll play them, and I've been loving that. I've been using that for about a month now.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Sounds very chill and relaxing.
I try, if I'm recommending something to my patients, I try to at least try it myself.
Right.
So that way I can like speak to it. I feel like a bad therapist. I'm not a good mindfulness girly, but I try.
That's all that counts, right? That's all we want from them too.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's where we're at. So I believe you're going to tell us a story today.
I am. So let's talk a little bit about, this is going to be our Thanksgiving episode. So it's coming out the week of Thanksgiving. Are you a Thanksgiving food person? Is it something you like look forward to?
I used to, and then gastric bypass ruins food for everyone. So even though I can eat food and I enjoy it now, it doesn't have the same allure as Thanksgiving used to. And I've had some negative Thanksgiving food experiences that I can't discuss publicly, but
I think I know about this.
Yeah. So it's kind of an anticlimactic holiday for me. I love the idea of it. I love the idea of getting together, and I love the idea of Friendsgiving, which I know you're going to talk about that, which I think one of my friends might be doing that this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it works out. But the actual like sitting and watching football can do without. I do love the Black Friday sales that now start like 2 weeks ahead of time.
Yeah,
so I have been known to sit at like a family's member's house during Thanksgiving, and everyone's, watching football or talking, and I'm shopping on my phone. So that part's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think growing up, we did sort of just lots of random people cramming into my mom's house. My mom always had family and then friends that were family. So there'd be people who'd like come over and eat dinner, and then people come over after their dinner at their other family just to hang out after. So it was sort of that kind of a setup. Then as we've gotten older, of course, I would go to different boyfriends, and then eventually my husband's parents' house, and then trying to juggle. This was always a thing, trying to go to two sides of a family in one day. And you're like, I can't eat all this physically. It can't happen. So you have to disappoint somebody with not eating a full dinner.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like the whole holiday thing. Like, whose house do we go to? How long do we spend there? Like, what do we eat there? What do we bring there? That shuffle is always kind of the game around the seasons.
Is there a particular side dish that you're a fan of?
Have you seen that meme where it's someone in a kayak swimming down the mashed potatoes and gravy river? That's me.
Okay.
I'm
good.
a side chick, and I'm a mashed potato and gravy girly, but I do love a good green bean casserole.
Okay. Nice.
I can give or take cranberry, depends on how it's prepared. I don't have a preference versus canned versus real stuff.
Right. My aunt, high school Aunt Riri, you remember her? She, my mom's sister, she always made this thing that was like, fresh cranberries, but you would like, cook them down, and then you'd mix it with like Jello and pineapple and like walnuts. And that was kind of good. That was something different. So that was always fun. Something my family always did was, instead of regular stuffing, we always did cornbread stuffing, which I really like, and I haven't had in a while. So I'm thinking about making it this year because we're going to split up the family probably and do something the day after. So I think maybe I'll make that for then. And then something we always did, and I don't know if this is other people or it's just my family, but turnips were a thing. Yeah. So I think maybe I'll make that too, because that's something I haven't had in a while. Whereas my mother-in-law does more of a sausage stuffing, and then she does this really good thing with peas, bacon, and like egg sort of scrambled. I don't know. I've never had it anywhere else. And then sauteed mushrooms that are good.
Nice. Are you a Aldi girly?
I have one near me and haven't been in forever.
Aldi has an amazing frozen sweet potato casserole.
Ooh, I like sweet potato.
And I'm not a huge sweet potato fan, but this stuff is fire. I buy like 2 of them every year, keep one in my freezer for like other times during the year. They are so good. And they're like, they've gone viral where like once they're out, they like sell out like instantly.
Oh, great. So
you can grab one. Well, I don't think they released it yet. They usually don't release it until like after Halloween. But once they do, grab yourself one. It's in a blue box.
I have one right down the street from work. I literally ate a sweet potato for lunch today. Like I brought one and microwaved it. Like that's how much I like sweet potatoes. So
I don't dislike sweet potatoes. It's just not my go-to potato.
Yeah, I understand. I have one kid.
Yeah, but they're good.
I have one kid who's a sweet potato kid and one kid who is more of a mashed potato kid. And so, that's how things go.
Yeah.
All right. So my cocktail, I had to like go back in our document. Somehow the link to my cocktail was broken and brought me to some ad. So I had to refix it. And I screenshotted the recipe too, because it's actually from a video. Okay. So the Friendsgiving Fizz is what I wrote it as, although they might have just called it the Friendsgiving. So they're saying 1 ounce of El Dorado rum. I had another dark rum that I had, and that seemed to work out. It was like Jamaican Applegate rum. It tastes good. 1 ounce of apple juice, 3/4 ounce of cranberry juice, 1/2 ounce of cinnamon syrup. My typical, hack. I made this one. You can do it with a whole cinnamon. What is it called? Cinnamon
stick.
I'm like,
with a whole cinnamon, the entire tree, the entire
stick.
tree.
But I actually, I did it with just like the powdered cinnamon, and it worked out in the microwave and made my little syrup, and then 3/4 ounce of lime juice. So you take everything in a shaker, shake it up. They served it in more of a coupe glass. I did it over ice, and because I called mine Fizz, which I'm not sure how I got that name, I ended up throwing. I don't remember when I did this. My new favorite seltzer is cranberry lime from Polar. It's quite amazing, and it went perfectly with this. So I put a tiny bit of that on top, and it literally tastes like Thanksgiving. I mean, apple, cranberry, cinnamon. You can't go wrong.
Well, I have strong feelings about cinnamon, but that I would try.
It's pretty tasty. I mean,
cinnamon is spicy dirt.
Well, what about in pies?
I mean, I like the flavor of it. I don't like when it's like sprinkled on top of something. If it's mixed in,
right,
that's
I get
good.
that.
But do not put that shit on top of my pumpkin spice latte. You've ruined it. No.
I don't like it on top of coffee type things. No. Even cappuccino. I'm like, what's the point?
Because then it doesn't settle. It doesn't mix.
Well, it's hydrophobic too. So yeah, unless you
hydrophobic.
It is, yes. So you don't remember? Do you remember the cinnamon challenge where you to have like
no, because I hate cinnamon, so I didn't do it.
So I did this. God, it was Anthony and I were together, but I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was like a teaspoon of dry cinnamon. You had to put it in your mouth, and you had to be able to swallow it within a certain period of time
and choke to death
without dry. Coughing or But I was able to do it. I don't know if the way I did it was cheating. I don't remember, but it worked.
You cheated on the cinnamon challenge. That sounds about right.
People, let us know if you remember the cinnamon challenge. Video evidence preferred.
Did anyone die from this challenge? Because I don't want to support.
I'm sure somebody somewhere inhaled cinnamon, and that's probably not good.
But did they die? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. All
right. So, Friendsgiving Fizz. I am going to talk about the TV show Friends. Are you a Friends person?
I'm not a Friends person. Select episodes, select seasons. Others I could do without. So I think it just kind of depends on what the episode was. But I definitely watched many of the Thanksgiving
ones.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen every single episode for sure of Friends. I don't think there's one that I'd watch and be like, oh, I've never seen this. Like, I'm pretty sure I've watched every single one. And I definitely watched like the last season and the way it all tied up in the end. Mm-hmm. But for anyone who lives under a rock, because I think even younger generations know Friends.
Oh yeah. They've had a resurgence. They act like they own Friends and they just discovered it.
And they have like a pop-ups in New York. You can go sit in Central Perk and all those things. But Friends is an American television sitcom. It was created by David Crane and Marta Kaufman, and it ran on NBC from 1994 to 2004 with 10 seasons. Few names, I don't know, small little names you might know. Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer. So, I mean, we know them all. We love them all. And basically, it was a show that followed some friends in their 20s and early 30s who lived in Manhattan somehow in these huge apartments and on meager salaries.
Well, we know how Monica got her apartment.
We did. Right. That was like her grandmother's apartment.
Yes, and it was rent controlled.
How can Joey on a barely working
because Chenandler Bong makes good money as a transponster.
Correct. So you do know Friends.
Look, Chenandler Bong. I have a list of names if I get a new pet, which I'm hoping to get soon. And Chenandler Bong is like number 3 or 4 on the list.
Okay, see. Okay. So I'm going to like fly through certain episodes because there are 10
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving episodes. And then we'll talk a little bit about the best memorable ones. The first one was very good. So I rewatched all of these episodes. Two of them, I believe, that I watched with my kids. One of them should not have been when my kids saw it. But I didn't know that until it was on. And it was like, who's having sex with who? And who's sleeping with who? And who's this? And my 10-year-old's like, I like this show. And I'm like, oh, can we make this a show we watch together from now on? I'm like, uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
So their first Thanksgiving episode, basically it is where originally Monica and Ross aren't going to their friends for their parents. I'm sorry. Speak English, Tara. Okay. They are
You're
not
speaking English. You're just not using the right words.
So Monica and Ross decide that, they can't have, there's a reason their parents are going to be away. They can't go to their parents for Thanksgiving. So Monica's like, well, I'm a chef. I'm going to make Thanksgiving. So trying to figure out who can come. Originally, Rachel was going to go to Vail to spend Thanksgiving with her parents, but her parents said, well, you said you're a big girl and you don't want our money, so you're going to have to find your money to get there. So the whole episode, of course, she's trying to find money to get the plane tickets. Joey wants to spend Thanksgiving with his family, but this is the one where his acting gig, he did these health posters, and in the subway it's a poster of Joey like, I have VD. And so all of his family says that they don't want to have, they're making fun of him and they don't want to have dinner with him. Chandler always boycotts all of the Pilgrim holidays because when he was a child, his parents told him they were getting a divorce on Thanksgiving.
I'm also laughing because isn't there a later episode where we meet Chandler's mom?
Yes. Well,
and learn a little bit more about why he doesn't like Thanksgiving.
Well, and his dad too.
I'm just thinking when he goes to his mom's, this is like late seasons because he's engaged to Monica. When he goes to his mom's cabaret show.
Well, that's his dad's.
Exactly. That's why I said mom's that way because.
Right. And then Phoebe's celebrating 2 Thanksgivings, one in December with her grandmother's boyfriend who uses the lunar calendar, and one with Monica on actual Thanksgiving. And basically what happens is that Rachel, they can't raise the money to go, but eventually her friends sort of chip in and give her the money. But then she ends up not going anyway. And I have to remember how this all happened because I watched this a while ago.
Was this when she got hurt at the airport?
No.
Okay.
What is the reason? She doesn't have the money to go skiing. They all sneak an envelope and give it to her, but I can't remember why. She ends up not going anyway. And sort of everybody's plans ended up getting canceled, and it's their first sort of friend bonding Thanksgiving. So they all decide they're going to be together. There's one of the Thanksgiving parade in New York, Macy's Thanksgiving parade. One of the balloons gets loose. Mm-hmm. So they all go up to the roof to see what's going on, see if they can see it from there. And then when they go back to go into the apartment, nobody has the keys. So all the food gets burned and there's nothing there to show. So basically they take all their random food from around once they finally get into the house, and they eat things like tomato soup donated by Chandler, grilled cheese, those kind of things. And while they're there, of course, they see out the window ugly naked guy and ugly naked gal. And it makes everyone realize sort of their friends are more important than all the random stuff. If ugly naked guy has an ugly naked gal, I guess everything is more meaningful in life.
Poor ugly naked guy. I wish they would have shown him at least not naked, but I wish he would have got to meet him once just to know what his face was, because he was such a character in the show.
Yeah, he was commented on forever. Season 2 was disappointing because it doesn't really have a Thanksgiving episode. So basically that one I'm not going to go into, but Monica gets a job trying to come up with desserts for this mocklet company. It's fake chocolate, and everything she makes tastes gross, but it doesn't have an actual true Thanksgiving dinner on that episode. I think after that, every single one does. I don't know why that one. I think they didn't realize how good that first one was, and they didn't realize that they should just continue it. Season 3 is a great one, the football one.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, well, dinner's cooking. Let's go outside. Let's play football. It's a nice day. And Monica and Ross are like, we're not supposed to play football.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because our parents told us. It's really cute because apparently, Monica and Ross being siblings were highly competitive. And then, it's really cute. I guess the original story was that Monica broke Ross's nose one time when they were kids playing it. But of course, they end up playing. They divide up the teams. Monica picks Joey and Phoebe, and Ross picks Chandler, and then last to be picked is Rachel because she's probably the least athletic of them. And they basically just don't include her in any plays because she's terrible. And, she wanders off for a snack. She's not even there for half the time. So then things heat up, and then they reveal that Monica has the Geller Cup, which is the prize for winning. And it was like a troll doll. Do you remember?
Glued to a trophy
or lump
something?
Of wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently what happened was that faded Thanksgiving when they were kids, they threw it in the lake in the middle of their fight. And apparently she went and she swam and found it and took it and kept it the whole time, all these years. And then Joey and Chandler meet this Dutch girl and they're trying to impress her, but acting cool. So it's really cute. Eventually, Monica's team takes the lead and Ross gets upset. So they orchestrate a trade, Rachel for Joey, and make it an girls versus guys. So the girls, of course, try and beat the guys, making Phoebe lift her shirt when they're running by to distract them. Monica eventually does have to throw to Rachel, and she does catch the ball, seemingly scores and spikes the ball. But then they point out that she was actually short of the goal line. So Phoebe realizes that since no one tackled Rachel, the ball's still in play. And Ross and Monica dive for the ball and get into a jump ball situation. Basically later, everybody's upstairs and Ross and Monica are still fighting over the ball in the dark, laying on the ground, who has possession. And then it starts to snow. So it's really a cute ending to that one. Yeah, I mean, all of these, I don't know, they just hold definitely a fun memory. Do you remember when Chandler was in the box?
Yes. Wait, when Chandler was in the box, wasn't that when they had the furniture stolen?
So no, you're thinking of, I think Joey ended up in the cabinet.
Yeah.
No, this
Chandler
is
I do remember this, but I don't remember why.
Because Chandler kissed Joey's girlfriend. And then they got together. And so that they weren't talking for a while and everyone trying to be we got to be friends, guys, whatever. So Joey comes up with making him stay in this giant box as basically reparations for what he's done. So the entire Thanksgiving dinner, he's in a box. And during that episode, Monica also she hurts her eye, I think, early in the episode and goes for an emergency eye appointment.
Yes, and then the whole thing with Richard, and then Rachel has to help her do the eye drops. Or I know there's a thing with eye drops too.
So yeah, it's Richard's son is also an eye doctor, and then she ends up liking Richard's son.
Which rest in peace. Tom Selleck just died this week.
When?
This week?
How did I miss that?
Yeah, it was earlier this week.
I totally missed that.
Wait, no, not Tom Selleck. It was Burt Reynolds. I was thinking of the mustache.
Well, it's very
another famous
looks.
Mustache. Sorry. Sorry, Tom Selleck. I know you're still alive and well.
Starting rumors.
Rest in peace, Burt Reynolds.
But yeah, so it's Richard's son. She ends up inviting him to dinner, and they have this little flirtation, and it's bizarro but funny. But it's cute. So season 5 is the one that I watched with my kids accidentally.
Accidentally.
This is the one with all of the Thanksgivings. So it's when you have flashbacks to various Thanksgivings throughout their lives. It's where a lot of the funny stuff that you'll actually remember from the Thanksgivings come from.
Chandler losing his toe?
Exactly. But exactly. That's the big overarching plot of this one. So Ross is I'm having the worst Thanksgiving because I got divorced.
Wait, is this also the one where someone eats a sandwich the leftover sandwich and he has the mental breakdown and has to leave work?
No.
I think that might be an after Thanksgiving episode because
yeah,
it revolved around his leftovers sandwich that Monica made for him with the moist maker in the middle, which was the bread that was soaked in gravy.
Right. Yeah, it must be the episode after. So, Ross is saying, he's getting divorced, I guess, from Emily in this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's like, this is the worst ever. And then Chandler's like, no, I've had the worst Thanksgiving ever. And he talks about when his parents told him they were getting divorced. And then Phoebe tells him about her worst one, which was from a past life where she lost an arm. And they show her like in the battlefield, like taking nurse. Care of all the people. And like her arm comes off. There's like blood shooting out. And then, Ross like disqualifies her story and saying it has to be in your current life. And Rachel says she knows Monica's worst Thanksgiving, but Phoebe interrupts with a story about the Thanksgiving when Joey got the turkey stuck on his head.
Yes.
Remember him walking around with a huge turkey on his head?
And then Monica puts a turkey on her head.
Yes.
And tells Chandler that she loves him.
Yes. Yes. See, you remember all these things.
I do.
You're a liar. You like it. So
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said I wasn't like I'm not going to go to the pop-up for it.
Yeah.
But like I've watched most of them. Yeah.
So Joey intended to freak Chandler out with the turkey on his head. But then Phoebe and then later Monica, after she comes home, they attempted to pull the turkey off and they're what ended up happening? They were trying to get it off his head. I'm trying to remember how they got it off his head. Do you remember? They were like oiling it. I don't remember, but then she puts it on. And when she walks over, she tells, Chandler that she loves him. And then they talk about the big story, which is Thanksgiving back in 1987. So Rachel was friends with Monica at that time. It was prior to her nose job. She comes over to Monica's house. They're like in high school and she's upset about her boyfriend Chip dumping her. And then Ross brings Chandler home from college. And, it's funny because in the multiple flashbacks, they have different styles. Like in the first one, Ross has an afro and a mustache and Chandler has like the flock of seagulls hairstyle.
Yes. Which for those of you who don't know, that was an 80s band that had very distinctive hair.
Yes, in the music video. And then Rachel tells Monica, who's overweight, that she's through dating high school boys and wants to date men. So Ross hears that and he's like, oh, I'm going to,
And aren't they like seniors in high school or like?
Yeah, and then they're in college.
Like they're not in college yet, yeah.
Right, so Monica and Rachel in high school, but Ross and Chandler are in college. So Ross overhears and he tells Chandler he's thinking about asking Rachel out. And then, Ross offers to let Chandler stay at his house and he blurts out that he doesn't want to be around his fat sister.
I just remembered how this episode ends.
Okay.
With the kiss, and then they realize who kissed who later on.
Yeah. Is that this one? Yeah, I think so. So, they say that he doesn't want to have to hang around his fat sister, and Monica overhears that. So we go back to the present. Chandler apologizes to Monica for insulting her because he didn't know that she heard it. And then Rachel says, well, no, that's not the story I was talking about. And then they go to the year later, 1988, where Ross and Chandler, now they look like Miami Vice. Mm-hmm. With like the pink suit, I think in a white suit. And they arrive for dinner and they find that Monica has like slimmed down to like nothing. And now, of course, Chandler finds her attractive. So Monica tells Rachel she wants to humiliate Chandler for calling her fat. Like she wants to get him into her and then like put him down or turn him away. Rachel tells her like the way to be sexy is to look like everything you're touching is the sexiest thing you've ever touched in your life. So when Chandler comes in the kitchen, she's like awkward and she's like picking up carrots and like, oh, these carrots feel so good on my face.
Yes, and she picks up the knife and she's like, it feels so good against my stomach. It's like, what are you doing, girl?
And then basically she accidentally drops the knife and severs Chandler's toe. So they rush him to the hospital and to reattach it. And they bring in, on the ice, here's the toe. And the doctor opens it up and it's the tip of a carrot. Mm-hmm. So that's the story about how Chandler never got his toe sewn back on. And, of course, back in present time, he's very upset that he lost his toe because he called Monica fat, and he gets mad and he leaves. And then that's when Monica comes in the apartment seeking his forgiveness by putting a turkey on her head, with a fez hat and large glasses on it, and like dances around. And basically, yeah, he inadvertently tells her he loves her for the first time in their relationship. So it's cute. And then it does freak Joey out too. And then they also show another thing about like Phoebe's past life in the world, in the war. It's just cute. It's the one that kind of sort of spans so much and how all their relationships came about. So I think that one's probably one of the most classic of all of them.
So the part that you skipped was when they're at the college party and Monica gets drunk and passes out on the bed underneath the coats. And Ross goes in thinking it's that girl he likes. And he leans in for a kiss, and they don't realize until years later that Ross and Monica kissed.
That happens in, I think, a different episode, though. A different flashback episode.
But it was that same party. Because I remember she was in college, she drank too much. She was in high school, at a college party, she drank too much.
Maybe there's a different flashback, though, because this is only at their parents' house for Thanksgiving. I know what you're talking about, but I think it must be a different flashback, because they do that a couple times to kind of show how like they're silly like things. Season 6 is the one where Ross got high. This is the one just basically that the whole thing of the story is that Ross and Monica's parents come over to the house for the apartment for dinner. And they always like don't like Chandler, and like they don't know that Chandler and Monica are together, because they're like, oh, like my parents don't like Chandler, and they never really knew why. And it turns out the reason that they don't like Chandler is because they smelled somebody smoking pot, and they went into Ross's room when he was in, I guess, high school or college. And he's like, oh, it was Chandler. He was here and he just jumped out the window. So all these years they thought that Chandler like was smoking pot, but really it was Ross. So basically, like throughout the episode, it's them like finally coming together to tell him that. And like throughout the episode, they even say things like, I think he's stoned again, like silly things. And this is also the episode where Rachel makes the trifle. Do you remember this one?
Yes, when it's like something, beef with peas. And it's
yes.
What?
The two pages of her cooking book were stuck together, so she's making like it's like ladyfingers and strawberries and cream, and then beef sautéed with peas and then bananas.
It's like, what the hell?
Oh my goodness. It's cute. And then like Joey and Ross are trying to leave during this episode because at this time, Chandler's actually living with Monica. They don't really know that. And Joey has a roommate who's the hot dancer, and they all want to go to the party with the hot dancer friends.
Elle McPherson?
Yes, yes, it is.
This is also when Joey likes the trifle. And
right. Yeah.
He's like, beef, peas, strawberries, like, ew, gross. And then doesn't he wear Phoebe's maternity pants?
Yes, he comes back in with big pants. So yeah, I mean, it's a cute episode. It's a fun one, but in the end, they, of course, they let Rachel know that what's in her trifle. They tried to protect her. They all tried to eat it. They all tried to be good, but then at the end, like you said, Joey's eating it. So it was cute. And of course, they do tell their parents that they're together, that Monica and Chandler are together, and they kind of get it all figured out. But it's cute. It's very cute. All right, this one's a quick one. I won't do a full thing, but season 8, the one with the rumor, where it's actually Brad Pitt is in this one.
Yes.
He's like their old friend from high school. He also was overweight in high school.
Which wasn't he still married to Jennifer Aniston at that time of that episode?
They were together. I think that's why he was on it at the time.
But in the entire episode, he hates her, which, knowing what we know now, maybe that wasn't all acting.
Yeah. But yeah, so he comes over as Ross's old friend from high school, and he's thin now, and they reveal that he and Ross had the I Hate Rachel Green Club. And Rachel like totally doesn't get it. And she's like, oh, he's cute now. It's cute. It's a cute episode. But it's not something we need to go to like every little detail on that one.
Yeah.
And season 9, where Rachel's other sister. So one of her sisters is in other episodes my brain is not going to think of names.
Christina
of
Applegate and Reese Witherspoon.
Right. Reese Witherspoon's the good sister. Christina Applegate's the one who comes over who's like totally like self-absorbed.
Yes. And she's like, why is your baby crying?
Right. Like she's like, what is her name? Like I thought it was a boy. Like she's just totally, and then she wants to like, but if you guys die, I get the baby, right?
Yes.
It was like a whole thing. But yeah, she shows up like, just like, oh, I need a hair straightener. And basically she keeps calling like baby Emmett, thinking it's a boy. She doesn't recognize Ross. She's like, oh, it's Rachel's fat friend's brother with a bad afro. And he's like, yeah, that's me, the father of the child. Like she's so obnoxious. It's pretty funny. And then basically she insults everybody throughout the entire episode. Oh, this is the one with the all of the china. So yeah, they didn't want to use this fancy china and they're being so protective of it. And at the end, like Chandler like boxes it up and puts it nice. And then he accidentally knocks the whole thing over when Monica's not in the room. And basically like tapes it back up like nothing happened. And then, you know, everyone's like, all right, she'll figure it out next year when she pulls it out of the closet. And then Joey walks in and Monica wishes the plates goodbye. And Joey lets out, oh, you told her you broke all the plates? You know, so she finds out at the end of that one. So the last one, though, we will go into detail because that's a cute one.
Yeah.
The last one is the one with the late Thanksgiving. So they're all sort of running late. Monica said that she wants to like make this year's dinner even better. She can't resist the challenge and agrees to make it for the group because originally she wasn't going to make it. She was like, I don't know. Everything always goes wrong. They're like, no, you can make the best one ever. So, but everybody has like plans earlier that day. So Phoebe wants to enter baby Emma into this tri-state baby beauty contest. And then it's like a first prize of $1,000. So they're out at that. And then Ross gets 3 tickets to a New York Rangers game. So the boys are out at that. And I think just Ross and Joey end up going. Chandler ends up staying to help Monica out. And then Phoebe and Rachel are at the pageant, but they're like, oh, there's no chance of Emma winning. And then they finally end up entering her. Phoebe, Rachel, and Ross all come back like 45 minutes late for dinner. And they are furious and they won't let them in. So it's funny. So in originally they won't let them in, and then they open the door, but they like leave the chain, and then so they have all their little heads stacked up through the chain door in an attempt to apologize. Rachel and Phoebe forgot to like buy dessert, and they're like getting mad, and they're all like kind of fighting with their heads in the door, and then Joey's head of course gets stuck and he can't open it. So the other 3 decide to put items down his pants.
Yes.
And it's just all kinds of chaos going on and silliness. But then while Chandler's trying to get Joey free from the door, the phone rings. And, you know, the chain breaks. Joey crashes into Thanksgiving dinner. Food goes everywhere, makes a big mess. And then Monica walks back and is like, we got a baby, because they're trying to adopt. So that's basically the last Thanksgiving episode of all of Friends. And then, you know, things go on when they get the baby at the very end of the whole show. But it's like all this chaos and all this build up. And then it was like, who cares? Everything got smashed. We don't care. You know, it's really sweet and really cute. All right. So that was a lot of episodes. So the medical stuff we're going to keep light. Have you ever had any kind of injury or sickness? Well, I know tummy aches, but any kind of injury or random things that happen at Thanksgiving dinner? Like anybody have a heart attack or anything random? Uh-oh.
Food poisoning?
Yes.
But that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so basically... But I mean,
other than that, like, no. Like
nothing crazy. I don't think I've had anything particularly crazy I can think of. But it is known, if you work in the ER, that Thanksgiving is crazy. Like certain holidays are nuts. And they say that it's about a 30% increase in ER visits on Thanksgiving Day. So
I believe it. I would, because like the people who like deep fry the turkey, that's dangerous.
Exactly.
Which I've never had deep fried turkey. I still want to try it.
I do too. One day.
I've heard it's delicious. Just want someone else to make it for me.
Right, because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It needs to be done correctly. Yeah, I mean, so there are various things that come in. One of the most common is overeating, digestive distress. So large fatty meals can cause your gallbladder.
I've heard that the day after Thanksgiving is when plumbers are busy the most
Oh,
also.
God. Yes, gastrointestinal things that way as well. People coming in thinking they're having a heart attack, but it's just really bad acid reflux. People's gallbladder acting up because of all the fatty meals. Basically just generalized stomach aches. So things you can do: eat smaller portions throughout the day, make sure that you hydrate, incorporate some fiber and some light physical activity. Walking, not football, improves digestion. Heart issues do really happen though, like not just I'm coming in with acid reflux. So there's actually something called holiday heart syndrome. So it does happen notoriously around certain holidays, and it's basically atrial fibrillation. So atrial fibrillation is when the top of the heart, the atrium is what we call fibrillating. So it's going kind of fast like that, and the bottom of the heart's chugging away, and it's normal. Sometimes that really fast fibrillating can make the bottom also go fast. But either way, that can happen because of overeating, alcohol use, just stressors on the body. You can have shortness of breath, palpitations, and then anything like dehydration, sleep deprivation can definitely contribute. So if that happens, of course, go to the ER. But what you can do is alternate water or seltzer with your alcohol. And try and, not overdo things on the holidays.
Right.
Other heart things, so rich foods are high in triglycerides and thicken the blood. Emotional stress raises your catecholamine levels, stressing the heart. So, we talk about like stress and causing a heart attack. We talk often about physical stress, but anything that can get you going and your heart going fast could technically stress the heart. So, of course, dealing with families yes. Definitely could cause people to get stressed. I'm sure there are tons of like blow-ups and fights on things like Thanksgiving, right? Like getting everybody together, like that creepy uncle or the aunt who can't stop talking about politics, or
yes, or even just like different sides of the football game and arguing about that.
Right. And then like combine that, like I said, food, dehydration, and alcohol, and you've got all the makings of stressors on your heart. The emotional excitement, cold weather, and just post-meal exertion could set you up for a heart attack. So, just try and make sure if you are on medications, you don't skip anything, you space out the heavy meals, and try not to go, play football after eating, because that might stress you out a little bit.
Yeah. And
then like you talked about the kitchen accidents. Mm-hmm. So knife cuts, huge one, needing stitches, hot oil burns, scalds from boiling liquids, and slipping on wet floors. Lots of cooks in the kitchen. It's crowded. People are sort of rushing around, trying to get everything ready. It's probably the biggest meal most people cook for the most amount of people all year long. So You're rushing, and as they say, haste makes waste, and you're more likely to something to happen to get injured. So try to take it down, take it slow, keep the floors dry, keep the kids and the pets out from underneath your feet.
Yes.
Try to get one person to like run the show and everybody else to just follow, with that. Let me take a little sip. I'm talking too much. And then one of the last things is alcohol. So like we talked about, impaired judgment, increased fall risk.
I'm laughing because I have a sweater that I've worn to Thanksgiving before where it says, "Happy Drinksgiving."
I'm here for the cocktails.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's an all-day event. You're all hanging out together, and it's merry, and, everyone's just kind of chilling, pouring the drinks. Mm-hmm. But that impaired judgment is an increased fall risk. They can interact with medications. Again, dehydration. And, so we want to make sure that maybe you're drinking something low alcohol, alternate with water. Don't drive. Call an Uber or sleep over. Sleep on the couch if you have to. And then the very last thing is basically your normal chronic conditions can flare up because of stressors on your body. So diabetics, blood sugar, eating all that pie, hypertensive crisis. So your blood pressure going high from all the salt. Someone will be at the ER the next day in congestive heart failure because of all the salt causes fluid overload. Also gout. That's another huge one because of all of the rich foods and likely dehydration. You could have a gout flare in the next few days. So those are like your chronic things that you already have, but they could flare up because of it.
And then I'm sure you always tell people about, why do you get so sleepy after Thanksgiving? The tryptophans.
Yes. The tryptophan in the turkey and the wine, like we talked about. I think we said it was in chocolate too when we did the chocolate episode. So that's that chill, relaxed feeling where you sink into the couch after eating and everybody kind of dozes off and somebody's snoring over there while the football game is on. But that at least isn't super dangerous. It's just part of the experience, basically.
Right.
Basically everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Have fun. Eat all the goodies in moderation. Is there a particular dessert or pie that you are a fan of?
So in general, I'm not a huge pie fan. I'm very picky, obviously. I'm not a big cooked fruit fan, but every once in a while I can do apple or cherry pie, but I'm not like a pumpkin pie type of person, despite loving pumpkin. Not that kind of pie fan. Because my birthday falls when it does, typically at our Thanksgivings, there is a birthday cake for me. So I will opt to that choice of dessert versus other things.
Okay. That sounds good. I do enjoy pumpkin pie. Apple pie is okay, but it's not like I'm dying for it. But pumpkin pie, I do enjoy.
I don't mind coconut custard, just like a bite or two. But
yeah. I'm more of a cake person too than a pie person. But
have you had a cake and pie?
No, I've seen things like that where it's like the combo and it's like
yes, where it's like a cake with a pie inside of it, just like the turducken.
Turducken, right?
But the dessert version of it.
Do they I remember always hearing about that, but
wait, I will Google it and let you know what's in it because there's a specific place that makes it.
Oh, really?
Yes, and you can order them ahead of time. Pumpkin pie. Oh, sorry, it's called the Pie and Cake. It's you can order it on Goldbelly.
Okay.
And this is what is in it. It's okay. So it is an epic 4-in-1 dessert comprised of pecan pie or pecan pie, pumpkin pie, spice cake, and apple pie layered together with cinnamon buttercream.
Interesting.
They also have a Christmas version of it.
Okay.
Which the Christmas version is red velvet cake, cherry swirl cheesecake, amaretto buttercream, and pecan pie. That sounds delicious.
That sounds more my jam. Yeah.
I could mess
do
with
the Christmas one for sure.
And then apparently there's a St. Patty's caken.
Okay.
And a Passover caken.
Okay.
And a red, white, and blueberry pie caken.
Pie caken.
Yeah, I don't know. But the Pie Cake and Bake Shop in New York has really capitalized on that. Have you ever had a turducken?
No. Have you?
No.
I
don't like duck, so I don't think I would like it.
I like duck, but
it's greasy, so.
Yeah, I don't need all of that all at once. I'm good. Are you a white meat or a dark meat turkey person?
I'm a white meat girl.
I'm a dark meat girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to balance that out.
We could be friends, exactly, because somebody's got to, you got to have 50-50 in every family or relationship, right?
Yeah. I really need to try this deep fried though. I'm now on Goldbelly looking at all of their Thanksgiving offerings, and my mouth is watering at the pictures of the Cajun mild deep fried turkey. That sounds delicious.
But is it going to be like crisp when you get it because it's like shipped and then you have to
reheat
it?
Yeah, no, I'd rather have someone make it fresh, but the picture of it looks amazing.
Like the crisp skin. I think that's like the best part of turkey. Essentially, is the skin. Like, just give me that. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I like the turkey meat. I would say I'm not like a huge turkey. Like, I'm not eating turkey all year long, like some people do. But I'll eat it at Thanksgiving. My mom's probably yelling at me because we're not supposed to say we like turkey. Sorry.
So we'll you get all the leftovers, and we usually have tons, and after a while though you get tired of the traditional eating that for days.
Yes.
So sometimes I'll take some of the leftover turkey and I'll buy butternut squash, and I'll do a butternut squash risotto with some turkey thrown in there. It's just a different kind of meal to use it with.
Yeah, my mom used to make like turkey soup. Did you ever go to the turkey farm for Thanksgiving?
Is this where you kill your own turkey?
No. So
okay.
there used to be up in, I forget what town. They had a turkey farm where they raise and kill the turkeys, obviously, but they also had a big restaurant and they would do like meals. So you could go there and get like the fresh turkey, and they had really good turkey soup, but they had all good food, but they closed a while ago. But there's actually a turkey farm near me, but it's not a restaurant. You just go
pick your turkey
for them to murder.
So they can execute it.
Or you can just buy the pre-killed ones. But there is a turkey farm near me. I don't
have a face on my, like, what I'm about to eat.
So funny, last year, so I started at my current job last September, and the way that I drive home is a pretty, like, I wouldn't say it's super busy, but it's not like vast farmlands area.
Right.
And starting in like the beginning of November, I kept seeing this wild turkey on the side of the road. And so in my head, I named her Theodosia. Okay. And I would see Theodosia at least 2 or 3 times a week, just chilling on the side of the road, eating like grass or whatever turkeys eat. I don't know what they eat. And then I didn't see her anymore. So I don't know what happened to Theodosia, but I like to feel that she flew south for the winter. I know turkeys don't fly like that. But in my head, she flew south for the winter, and now she's returning to her area with her little babies, who will also not be eaten, but they will just spread the holiday cheer.
So I have 3 very quick wild turkey stories. I have had many encounters.
3 wild turkey stories. I heard they were aggressive.
Yes. So
I mean, you'd be aggressive too if people wanted to eat you every year.
One of them. So these happen in Michigan, up in the middle of nowhere. We used to go up there. My father was from Michigan. His father lived in a lake in the middle of nowhere. One of them was there was like a turkey family crossing the roads, like mom, dad, and all of the little baby turkeys. Mm-hmm. And so we crossed in front of the car, so we had to stop the car. So we're sitting there. I was pretty little. I don't know exactly how old I was. My father decided, why don't you get out and see how close to them you can get?
You didn't, did you?
I was little. So I did. And then the daddy turkey was mad and he chased me when I got back in the car. Because he was like, get away from my babies. Story number 2. I have seen turkeys fly. So
I mean, they fly. They can't fly like south for the winter.
So one time, again, in Michigan, you see turkeys running and flying across the road. And then we see a coyote come with one of them in his mouth behind. So the coyote was chasing all of the turkey family.
I mean, they can't get much air, so they're only going to go so far.
And then the last turkey encounter, I was walking from like one cabin to another. And from behind a shed, this giant, I mean, they're big, turkey came out, and he and I were like face to face, like, ah! And then we both ran in different directions.
At least that one didn't attack you.
No, we both just sort of startled each other.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, go eat your turkeys.
Well, now you're making me hungry because all I had was a mozzarella cheese stick. So
yeah,
I'm not going to have turkey tonight, but that's okay.
So thank you for listening to Medical Media Mixer,
the perfect cocktail.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Medical Media Mixer podcast. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. Your support helps others find the show. Want to keep the conversation going? Follow us on social media. We're at Medical Media Mixer Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and on Pinterest, the Medical Media Mixer board.
If you'd like to support the show and help us grow, check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Medical Media Mixer Podcast. And on Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Medical Media Mixer Podcast. If you have a topic idea, feedback, or just want to say hi, send us an email at medicalmediamixer@gmail.com. You can also stream all of our episodes and find more info on our website, medicalmediamixer.podbean.com. We're available on all major podcast platforms, so no matter where you listen, we're there. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep mixing medicine and media.